it's Bree. So, when it's like a new school year or you're just in the school year, like everything is happening, everything's crazy, and so I know that for me at least, it can be the struggle to stay close to God during the school year. And I'm sure I'm not the only one that struggles with that. So today I'm just going to give you guys some tips on how to stay close to God during the school year. Because for me, like, God is like the foundation of my life, and like if God is the foundation of your life, then like even when like so much like craziness is going on, like drama or like schoolwork piling on top of you, or like any other struggle you deal with, like maybe in your family or your friends, or like in your own personal life, like having God as your foundation will get you through all of that. And I can like personally like testify to that. So it's important to have God as the center of your life, because if you don't, then you kind of just fall apart, and like God is the one that like keeps you together. So it's really important that you at least try to stay connected to God as much as you can. And so the first tip to like kind of do that is, first of all, just like admitting that like to God, like saying like, God, like I want to be closer to you, and I want to stay close to you during the school year. And there's like so much going on, but I want to like take the time to actually be close to you so that I don't like fall apart, And so just like going to him and telling him that and asking him to help you, like he'll hear your prayer and he'll appreciate that you're like going before him and like seeking him and wanting to be close to him, because he wants a relationship with you. Like he loves you so much. And just like coming to him and saying like, hey, like I actually do want to like know you and like be close to you, even though like I have every reason to like not, like when there's so much going on, it's like it's so easy to just not really remember to like keep God close to you. But when you do like tell that to him, it's like he really appreciates that, and he's like gonna hear you. And whenever you ask him for help, he's gonna help you, Of course, like he loves you as your child, so he's gonna try to help you out, of course. So like once you do that, then what you need to do next is just like add time in your schedule to spend time with God. Because if you don't add it in your schedule, like it's not gonna happen. So every person has their own like individual preferences, their own like lives and everything. So you might like to spend time with God in the mornings, and that's usually a good way to start your day. Or maybe you like to like take a break in the middle of the day to like spend time with God. Or maybe you like to spend time with God in the evenings, or maybe you want to do all three. Or maybe you only have like, you want to start off small, like with a 5-minute chunk, or maybe you want to spend an hour with God. It's like really up to you, but just like let him lead you, and kind of like go like incrementally, not really incrementally, but just like do what you know that you can do. And like once you do that, you might realize you're able to do more than you think you can. So just making that time, set an alarm on your phone and just be like, at this time I'm gonna pray, or like at this time I'm gonna read my Bible, or at this time I'm gonna like do my devotional or whatever. Building a relationship with God, it's really just putting in the time. It's as if it's a relationship with anyone else. If you want to like get to know someone, you have to like put the time in. So like putting time in your schedule, like this is gonna be my time that I spend with him, and that should help you really like stay close to God during the school year. I know sometimes when I'm like super stressed and like it's like exam time, or I just have like a really big project to do, like just listening to like gospel music, it really like calms me down, and just like kind of like helps me like kind of release the anxiety, and like I'm not so focused on like the issues that I have. You can like, it doesn't have to be necessarily gospel, like you can listen to like something more calm, something more upbeat. Like I like different styles of Christian music too, so like whatever works for you. But I find that like sometimes the song can just like really speak to you like in a moment of like a lot of stress or like a lot of intense pressure. And just like having that, it kind of just like gets you like in the right mind frame and like in the right spirit. So I feel like that actually does help also with staying close to God during the school year. So sometimes I do like listen to like Christian music like when I'm studying, or like maybe I'm just like preparing for the next day at school, and I just listen to music like before I go to bed. Or so when you're just like, you know, talking to God or whatever, like something that you can do to like help get closer to him is to just like ask him like, what are like things that need to be removed from my life so that I can get closer to you? Because there might be like distractions in your life. Like for me, there was a time when I was feeling really distant from God. It was like frustrating me so much, and I felt like no matter what I did, like nothing was working. And so like I was kind of just like, what do I need to do to like get closer to you? Because it's like frustrating sometimes. Like sometimes you really just have to like pursue and like seek God to really like know him on a deeper level. And sometimes he might require you to like remove certain things from my life. So for me, like there's certain things that I was doing that I realized that God didn't want me to continue doing, and I had to like get rid of those things, you know? Like sometimes it might be like something really simple. But I know like there was a time when for me it was like I was on my phone too much, and it was just like taking up more of my time, and I just wasn't focused, you know? So like it could be something like that. It could be maybe a certain relationship, like maybe like you're spending too much time with this person, or maybe this person just isn't like leading you in the right direction. And that's like the kind of like going on the next step I was gonna say, which is to like to be around people that draw you closer to God. Like if you're around a friend or anyone that like you feel like they kind of cause you to be like, you're more likely to be tempted to do something wrong around them, or you just feel just further from God like through spending time with them. Like don't like spend that much time around that person. Like try to spend more time with people that are like building you up, that like help you to like love better, to like be a better like person. So that's like another thing that you can do. If you're like around other people that are believers, then that's really gonna like help build you up. Like you can be connected with people that are like basically your brothers and sisters, and like they can keep you accountable, they can like support you and everything, so that really helps too. But yeah, like if like you do end up being shown like, hey, like you need to get rid of this or that, like it's gonna be hard, like it's gonna be hard, but like it's so worth it to like get rid of it. Because for me it was like there was something I just did not want to let go of, but like it was just this like, it just bothered, it was just like in the back of my mind like constantly, and I knew that I knew that I needed to do it. And like it's hard, but like God will help you, and it's like so worth it. Because it's like sometimes it's like you don't even realize that it's like it's only hurting you by like not giving it up, but it's like when you give it up, it's like it's a sacrifice, but it's like you're obtaining so much more, you know? To also get closer to God, I would say to not follow, but like kind of get into some sort of like Bible study or like devotion, like something where you can like really like meditate on God's word and like learn from it and like apply it to your life. So anything like that will definitely like help you get closer to God. And if you're like taking time out of your day to like do that, then it's gonna be a lot easier for you to go about your day, because you'll know like, you know, you'll be like strengthened, you'll be like empowered, and just like having that truth in the back of your mind when the enemy tries to throw lies at you and everything like that. So another thing that you can do is like to get like a mentor. And this is something that I didn't want to do for a while, but like once I did do it, like it helped me so much. So like finding a person that you can like, it doesn't even have to be an official mentor either, but I mean obviously that's like more ideal, but like just someone in your life that you can look up to, that you can like ask for help if you need it, that can like support you, that can like pray for you, that can encourage you. Like that really helps, like especially when it's crazy with school. I had a mentor, well I have a mentor now, and you know she like sends me encouraging scriptures, and sometimes it's like exactly what I need in the moment or like she'll like pray for me before exams or just ask how I'm doing. It's like having someone like that in your life can really, really help you, especially if you might feel like you have like no one else. It's like you have like a support system. And another part of a support system might be like finding a community of believers, and that can be a variety of ways. Like maybe you're on a campus, it could be like a Christian club or group, or I mean, I was in one and I have like some not so positive experiences with them, but I also did benefit from them. So like a small group or a church, like anything like that, just staying connected in that. And I have some, well, it's like some friendships come and go, but like I feel like the strongest friendships I've had have been with like people that I met through Christian community. So I definitely would recommend that. And even if you like aren't able to, or if you feel like that's not for you right now, like I would say at least to just be around people that are like helping you, not like pulling you further away from God, that are like kind of helping you in your life. Worshiping God like gets your mind off of your problems, and it gets your mind on God, who is bigger than any problem that you can ever face. And it's just it's hard to really put in words like how powerful and it is, but it is so powerful, guys. And I have a book that I read because I wasn't really into worship that much for like most of my life until I read this book, and this book changed my life. And now like I love worship so much. So I'll link it in the description. It's such a good book, and like if you don't really feel comfortable with like worship, or you don't really know how to, like it explains everything. And that book like really, 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 really changed my life, and like now I consider myself a worshiper. Like I love worship so much, and I've seen how like it really, really changes like my life. Like it changes so much. So yeah, like I said, like worship, there's a lot of dimensions to it. Like, so for every single person it's going to be different. The way that I worship is going to be different from the way that you worship, but just knowing how to worship and like letting him lead you. Talks about how like when you're like in the process of, or like you're about to like worship God, to like ask the Holy Spirit to initiate your worship. And that has like changed my life so much, because I do that and then I just find myself like just immersed in like worship. It's so beautiful, and I just find myself like washed in God's love. It's like so incredible. So that's definitely something I would recommend. Like if you want to worship God, just say like, Holy Spirit, like initiate my worship, and just do whatever you have to do. Like usually like music, you know, just starting off with like music, and then just like telling God how much you love him, how much he means to you, and then kind of take it from there. But like, yeah, worship is so powerful. It's actually like a secret weapon. Like I wish I could like, there's another sermon about worship that I heard one time, and I wish I could like find it or like link it somehow, but if I can I will. But I would say like look into worship, because that really helps staying close to God during the school year. This is something that I do, and I know that this isn't for everyone, but something that I really like to do is journal. And I like to like journal my prayers, so basically just like write my prayers out. And I feel like this really helps me during the school year to stay close to God, because I just am able to have an outlet for all of my thoughts. And then, you know, you also get to just like look back on what you wrote and see like where like God answered your prayers, and you can like see where your heart was at the time. And like I know that looking back on my journal entries, I see how much I've grown, like spiritually and just like as a person in general. And it's also just a good place to like listen to God's voice and like write down what he says, and then you can look back on like his promises and like be like, oh yeah, you said this one time. And like sometimes like if I'm really sad or anything, like I look back at my journal entries of like things God told me, and like I always like remember that, and it'll it'll speak to me like in that moment now, you know. So that is something that has really helped me. And if you're a journaler, I would definitely recommend that. If you haven't tried journaling before, I would say at least give it a try. And if you don't like journaling, like you can find another way to just like talk to God and just like pray and like express like everything to him, because he just wants to know your heart. He cares about like every detail of your life, and he loves you so much. And it doesn't even have to be like a physical journal. Like there was a time like last year I was just in the library studying, but I just like opened like a notepad thing and I just started typing, you know. It's like it's so like easy, especially now with like everything we have, like to just take a moment to just like connect to God. And like the more that he's a part of your life, it's like the more empowered you are, the stronger you are. And just for me, I find I'm the most like myself, I'm the most happy, I'm the most like calm and like fulfilled when I'm like close to God. And I feel the most beautiful too. So that's why I just like stress it so much. Like it literally has changed my life, and like I hope that applying these tips will help you too. So I hope you liked this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. And if there's anything that you do to get closer to God, then you can let me know or let us know in the comments. And if there's any more like faith related videos you'd like to see, let us know. If there's any videos in general you'd like to see, just let us know. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.